In this episode, making sure your fur babies are cared for in your will. In this episode of A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Funeral, my sublime, outrageous, intriguing, and funny stories about estate law, I'm going to introduce you to some of the world's richest pets. Perhaps the most famous, Trouble the dog. Leona Helmsley, the Queen of Mean, when she died in 2007, provided $12 million to take care of Trouble. Out of her estate of $4 billion, by the way. The $12 million was reduced to $2 million, but it was sufficient to provide for Trouble for the rest of his life $100,000 a year for full-time 24/7 security, $8,000 for grooming, $1,500 for food, and $60,000 a year for Trouble's caretaker. Trouble died in 2010. Helmsley's will indicated that he was to be buried along with her in the Helmsley Mausoleum in the Bronx, but New York state law does not permit the internment of pets' remains in human cemeteries, so Trouble was cremated and his final resting place is unknown. Nicholas the cat and Dusty Springfield. Dusty, most famous for Dusty got Nicholas when he was a kitten. They were great friends and companions, and when she died in 1999, she provided for Nicholas. A longtime animal rights activist, Dusty left Nicholas to her friend Lee, to be married, by the way, to Lee's cat Purdy, and to take Purdy as his bride, and she provided sufficient funds that Lee could take care of Nicholas. Nicholas was to be fed baby food imported to Britain from the United States. He was to live in a 7-foot indoor cat condo with scratching posts and catnip. He was to be serenaded to sleep each night by Dusty's most popular hits, and his bed was to be lined with the pillowcase and nightgown that Dusty was wearing on the night that she died. In her friend Lee's words, this is what Dusty wanted. And my personal favorite, not the best known, Gigo the hen. Miles Blackwell and his wife retired to the English countryside to breed rare Scots dumpy hens. Gigo is a Scots dumpy, so named because they have short little legs. They're kind of dumpy. Miles died in 2002, 3 weeks sadly after his wife, and they left $12 million to Gigo the Scots dumpy and $42.5 million to a charitable trust to support the arts and animal welfare causes. When Gigo died, what was left of his $12 million, which one suspects was a lot, rolled over into the charitable trust. You may be interested in joining the Facebook Scots Dumpy Club. 600 members, including Gemma Watson. This is her 3-week-old Scots Dumpy chick, still too young to definitively determine the sex. Okay, whether you have a dog or a cat or a chicken, you no doubt love your pet like a member of the family. In law, pets are chattels, property, much like your couch or your favorite tennis racket. You cannot leave money to your pet because they do not have the legal capacity to own anything. But you absolutely can provide for your much-loved furry family friends. The best option is probably to leave your pet to a trusted friend or family member in your will, someone you would be well advised to speak to before you do that, and then also provide money to support your pet so that they are not a financial burden upon the person that's going to care for them. You can make it a little bit more complicated and set up a trust to support your pet. That now requires a trustee and someone to manage those funds. But you certainly can do that, as Leona Helmsley did for Trouble the dog. Best advice, talk to a licensed lawyer in your jurisdiction. Fun fact, in Canada, there are 7.7 million dogs who are household pets. There are 8.1 million cats. The cats are winning. But the gap has been closing. cat numbers have remained constant and dog numbers are going up. So it could be that soon dogs will become the most popular pet family member